Make it rain!
Hey, Deadpool, thank you for the 100 biddies. Those are what you get for showing your butthole to the world. You get awards. And if you're smart, you get a good savings account, maybe a house. Who knows? I will never stop showing my butthole on the internet. Once you unleash pussy power, you cannot put it back, you know? Like, you go out into life and you're like, oh, I'm gonna be a hoe, you know? And you're like, okay, this is great. This is great. Okay, I get free shit. This is great. Okay, and then you learn how to be a paid hoe. And you go strip at a strip club and you're like, oh my God, this is great. Like, I make more money than my boyfriends. And then you go and figure out you can be a famous hoe. And you're like, oh my God, the pussy power on full force, and you cannot put it back. Once it's unleashed, you cannot put it back. So I think I'll probably always show my butthole. Whether I'll always be putting things in it for people to see it, I'm not quite sure, but I will always be showing my butthole on other platforms, not Twitch. I'm just fucking leveled up, you know? Leveled up in the 18 plus category. All hell, pussy power! There we go. Alright, I brought some wine, so we have to wait 10 minutes from whenever I just took that Dramamine. Who do you want to sponsor you? Plan B. Planned Parenthood. All the planned things that have to do with consensual sex. Male birth control?
Make it
I don't know.
rain!
And White Claw. I do want White Claw to sponsor me. Deadpool, thank you for the 100 videos. Okay, so I think I've got like 59, 60, maybe 60 awards. Yeah. Cool, right? Do I ever come to PA? Sadly, I don't go back to Pennsylvania because my hometown is like so small. Like sometimes I'll go to Philly, but it's like very rare. The last time I was in Philly was like 4 years. And like, here's the thing. Like, I don't know if you've ever like looked up the celebrities and shit that come out of Pennsylvania or the hoes that come out of Pennsylvania, but Pennsylvania is like a breeding ground for hoes. So, you know, they really love them there. And when you go back, there's a lot of people that like to be like, oh my God, I love you. And you get flustered with like, you know, your best friend's dad, or, you know, your gardener, your professor, your best friend's moms, all coming up to you now that you're a grown woman being like, oh my God, I love you. Your porn is best. And you're just like, oh, this is weird and creepy now. You guys freak me out. And then you're just like, don't go home. I mean, it's not really gross for them because I'm over 18, but for me, I'm like, I remember when I used to go to the pizza store and buy pizza from you when I was like fucking 12. And then all of a sudden I'm going in there, you're trying to give me free meat. Balls, free meatballs. It's an Italian place. Oh, thanks for the sub. Oh, Sam Gill, hello. Thanks for 7 months of Prime. Gilbert, what's up with that sub? Thank you. Callie Swanky, we've reached 17 months. Ah, thank you for sticking around and hanging out with me. I love having you in the community. Pennsylvania is a ruin farm. That's exactly what it's like. The best is when you go back, like for me, because I did stay on a lot of Amish farms and Mennonite farms, mainly more so Amish, but I did in foster care and like through programs and stuff, I would go hang out on Mennonite farms and Amish farms. So like the funniest thing to me is like going back home and then you see like fucking you're someone you were on an Amish farm with, like Jedediah, who doesn't have his bowl cut anymore, and he's in like some fucking rap swag, like, yo, what's up, Chechik? Remember when I couldn't talk to you because I was a boy and we weren't allowed to talk to the women and we were separated and all we did was plow fields? Yeah. And you're like, yeah. It gets weird. It gets very weird. Do you remember when the big sausage pizza was all the rave? And did you ever do one of those skits? I have never fucked the pizza man. Never. So much so that in porn, when I would get a tacky thing, I'd be like, no shit, I finally get to do something tacky. Like, I very rarely. Is this what happens when you search for Elden Ring on Twitch? Whatever, sexual education, we're all for it, right? But I very rarely ever fucked any of like the typical porn people. Like one time, like what's the stuff I did? One time I like fucked a sheep herder. Like what's like the crazy stuff I did. Never pizza boy. The only time I ever fucked a pool boy was for myself, for my content. But the funniest thing is like my scripts were always the weirdest scripts. Like if you ever were to see the scripts I'd get, they were always identical because it's like 5 or 6 main companies that like make the scripts, and like they're all parent companies. So it's like the same like 20 editors and 20 writers, and they like ship them around to all the companies, you know? So then you get a script and you go in and this script would literally be like, these are the positions we want. And then it's a picture, like a little close up snippet of a picture of like 2 porn stars fucking, and it's always like the picture example would always be like me. They're not supposed to use you, they just like do what's popular, me, and then it'd be like 3 positions, and then it'd be script for today, Adriana is wild, let her do her thing. So that's why I feel like I did really weird shit. Like I only ever did like sometimes it's just be like interviews and be like, why don't you just pretend there's something on the floor and your friend just comes over and is like, yes, I'm gonna use your holes. I'm like, okay. I think I made it like a thing in the beginning of my career to just not do the scripts anyway. Like my first like 2 years when I was shooting like When No One Knew My Name, I didn't do the scripts. Like I'd just start having sex and be like, whatever. I'd ignore the camera guys. I would yell at I still yell at the camera guys. I'm like, I know you need me to cut to go to the next position, but clearly this is a thing right now. So you have to wait. Unless it's somebody that's got like a smelly something, you know? And you're like, okay, hurry up. Hurry up and let's get in a position where I can rub it out myself.